seeing live visuals of Prime Minister as he undertakes his visit to Karnataka, in fact. All right, that's Prime Minister. In fact, you can see the rousing welcome he's receiving in the state. A series of events have been lined up for him. It's a big day in terms of spiritual and cultural significance. That's Prime Minister Modi taking a mega roadshow, in fact, in Udupi. Members of the Udupi-based sand theme have also created a sand sculpture welcoming Prime Minister. There's a Lakshakanta Gita recitation program also lined up for the Prime Minister ahead. As I said, it's a big visit when it comes to the spiritual and cultural significance. And it's not just Karnataka that Prime Minister is visiting today. It's also going to be followed up by a visit to Goa. He's also going to inaugurate today the golden armor on the Kanakana Kindi. It's associated with the 16th century saint Kanakdas, and it holds immense significance. He'll also be visiting Sri Krishna Math ahead in Udupi. This is where he's going to recite verses from the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Further, he'll also unveil a statue of Lord Ananta Padmanabha during this visit. So clearly a lot of events lined up for the Prime Minister in the state, and as you can see, the visit has now begun with a roadshow, and their Prime Minister receiving a rousing welcome in Udupi. All right, my colleague Mohammad Wajiola is joining me on this. Waji, it's a big day for Prime Minister in Udupi, a series of events lined up for him. In terms of spiritual and cultural significance, of course, it's a big day. So just walk us through the events, what is lined up for him.
Absolutely, it is a big day for everyone in Udupi right now, and everybody who's watching, especially all the followers of Sri Krishna, because Prime Minister Modi will be here, and the significance of this event is very cultural and spiritual, because the temple represents devotion beyond barriers. It's a legend of Kanakadasa, Kanakana Kindi, and it symbolizes faith, equality, divine compassion. So right now what we're seeing is the roadshow of the Prime Minister. He started from the Banaji Sri Narayan Guru Circle. From there, a lot of cultural performances will be there at every point. He will be viewing all of this. As you can see, the fan and fervor for the Prime Minister that is over there. The people who are present waving saffron flags. And the roadshow itself is planned in such a way. It's going to be a 20-minute roadshow. There will be a lot of traditional artists who will be performing at different points. What we've also learned is the very famous tiger dance will also be performed, where people paint their body with the tiger stripes, and they do this dance in Udupi, which is very famous, which is seen in a lot of movies. If you watched those famous movies from here, the Garuda Gamana and Kantara. So all these performances will also be there on the way for the Prime Minister. What we've also learned from our report over there are kids who are dressed up like Radha and Krishna, ready to greet the Prime Minister. So it is a very significant day for everyone, and Udupi is a divine center.
Right.
You have a lot of mutts, you have a lot of temples, and the significance itself of that place is different. So it is a traditional culmination of things, and the Prime Minister will be at the helm of it.
Right, Vaji. Gautam Shankar also joining us on this conversation. Gautam, Vaji was just telling us the kind of events that are lined up for the Prime Minister. To you, I want to ask, how are people receiving this visit? How is it being looked at in the state right now?
Yes, Ashita. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in Udupi right now. Just keep in mind that this is first ever road show in Udupi city, and this has created a sort of anticipation among the locals over there. Now this will be a 2 kilometer road show that his program will start with, and what we can also see on the visuals right now is that PM Modi is waving to the crowd, and it is basically a cultural display and of the heritage of Udupi over there, and there are cultural performances that are happening all along this road show as well. There will be people who will be showcasing this Yakshagana, Holy Vesha, and also Krishna Vesha performances as the Prime Minister is passing by in this particular route. So also we can see the entire route has been decked up with saffron fire flags and buntings, and what we understand is that there are at least 13,000 people who have gathered for this particular roadshow. And as part of his visit as well, what we'll also see is that he will also be visiting the historic Puttige Mutt as well. And basically, here there will be several other activities like Gita chanting activities that will take place, and several other sessions as well. But we can see the visuals from the roadshow right now, and PM Modi just landed a little while back, and this is basically a showcasing of cultural and heritage of Udupi, and the significance is that it has a very close connection with Lord Sri Krishna as well. And little later on in the day, PM Modi will also be going to the Sri Krishna Mutt, where there are a bunch of activities that are lined up, and we'll get into the details of that as well. Ishita.
Right, Gautam. You know, it is a packed day for the Prime Minister ahead. A series of events are lined up for him in Udupi, where he's going to install, in fact, inaugurate the installed golden armor on the Kanakana Kindi. It's of great significance associated with the 16th century Saint Kanakdas, as you just mentioned. Later on, of course, the Prime Minister will be visiting Sri Krishna Mutt as well. This is where he's set to recite the verses from the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So clearly a lot lined up for him. Let me just tell our viewers, you know, in terms of the significance, the cultural significance of it, how are we looking at these events?
Yes, Ashita. So, what we understand is that PM Modi will offer prayers to Lord Krishna, and he will then visit Kanakadasa shrine to seek blessings, and there he will offer floral tributes as well. Now, this Kanakana Kindi is quite significant. Now, what we understand is that PM Modi will install or basically inaugurate a newly installed golden armor on the Kanakana Kindi. This Kanakana Kindi is basically a small viewing window of the Udupi Sri Krishna Mutt, and where devotees can basically get a glimpse of the idol of Lord Krishna there. And it has a historic significance attached to this as well. It is basically named after the 16th century saint Kanakadasa, who, according to legend at least, he was actually denied entry to the temple back then. But then, what we understand is that he was granted a miraculous darshan of Lord Krishna through a particular crack in the wall, and this crack in the wall has now been named as Kanakanakindi. So this event is believed to cause the temple's idol to basically turn towards Kanakadasa when he was having darshan, and this created the opening on the this window as well. This event, or this particular inauguration of PM Modi of the golden armor of Kanakanakindi is very significant. That way, no changes had taken place until then, but now a golden armor has been placed. So after a matter of almost 4 centuries, now a golden armor has been placed to signify the importance of this particular what you can actually call as the hole in the wall here. And then after this, we'll also have PM Modi performing Tirtha Prokshana. This is basically he will enter the inner precincts of the temple and have darshan of the Karakara Navagraha Kindi. And also, this is said to have cost about 2 crore rupees. And all of this event, keep in mind, is being held to mark the 50th year of Putige Swamiji's monastic life. And he is said to have had a deep impact on PM Modi as well. And that is the reason PM Modi, amidst his busy schedule, is here and would be holding this roadshow and holding these culturally significant events as well here.